It's Nancy with Garden Scroll.
Naturally, I would pick a windy day to do a post, but I'm going to have to keep going even with the wind, because in Oklahoma, that's what's going to happen a lot. These two little starts are for my nieces, and I took them from this one right back here because one of my nieces gave me 2 compliments on how she loved it, so I think she should have a start of it. These, I did get all this done, this whole row all the way up, and the hostas are just growing like crazy. These little tiny ones are coming up that I wondered if they would, and they are. And then the ones that were already up are just really up, just looking so good. My mother said we might get another freeze. Here it is, April the 18th, and we may get another freeze. I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. I was just so sure that that last one was going to be it. I wish it were. But look at these little ones coming up here. I didn't know if they would come back, and my Loyalist hosta, I didn't think it would. I didn't even see anything of it, and there it is. And there's a little one coming up right there. These others are big and beautiful, just really growing up already. It won't be long till I'll be putting the house plants out here. Of course, it better not be until after the frost, or that will be the end of my house plants for sure, which I already don't do real well with house plants. And I also got the little window boxes, little starts in those, all the way that one, this one, and then I have 2 more on the other side down there. I'll go down there and get those. I did go ahead and plant some of my plants that I told you I was getting from the nurseries, and it's really looking good, even though the wind's whipping it around quite a bit, but they're beginning to look good. I was planning on planting all day because I've got stuff here that needs to be in the ground, but I'm not sure if I want to put them in the ground, if I just want to pick them up and take them inside until after it's all over. Look at the pretty yellow lamium blooming. Isn't that pretty? Got this little pot down, but I'm going to drop it down a little lower. I've got to get a little extension for it so it'll hang down where I can see it better. And I put a few little plants in this little pot. I did a bunch of fixing resin. This little cross had fallen off and broke off its little pedestal that helps it stand, but it's put back together now, ready to go again for this season. I also did this little pot right here, and I love it with the begonias. Usually they will, also I put a red coleus in there, and then these little begonias. This is called a dragon wing begonia, and I forgot exactly what this one was, but they usually just really take off and go and hang down over the pot. And then, of course, I also put some of that pretty little euphorbia, diamond frost euphorbia in there with that. So if they grow up to their potential, they'll be very pretty. The forsythia bushes are almost all green. They do have a little bit of yellow still left, but not much. And the redbud trees are pretty much gone for the season too. There's still some color there, but they're turning their green color also. This little Josie Reblooming Lilac is looking pretty this morning too, and I'll just have to go over there even though this is not mine. This is my neighbor's beautiful old-fashioned lilac. Isn't it wonderful? And this scent just wafts right over to me, so I get to enjoy it too. I did get my little fairy gardens painted the light green that I wanted to do, and I did that on a pretty windy day also, so it was kind of a lot of waste with it blowing everywhere, but I got it done. I didn't want to just keep putting it off, so at least I've got them all painted. I do need to do some repair and rearranging there. Snowball bush is looking good. Lots and lots of snowballs. I hope they'll be kind of big. Sometimes when there's so many they're not so big, but they'll still be very pretty. The little bears are for my sister Jetty. When you see a bear in the garden, I hope she's thinking of me. I'm thinking of her. Love you, Jet. The dianthus is beginning to fill out more. And I noticed that this little dianthus right here came back through the winter, so I thought I like that idea, so I just put little dianthus all around it. But I also still want to put some gazanias in there because they also are a wonderful size for showing off in a pot like this. I got another Bright Lights chard. Bright Lights chard to put here in the center of this, as well as I still want to put another spike right in the top too. I really liked that here last year, so when I find one I just really like, I usually do it again. I'm still not sure or even have any idea what I'm going to do with my strawberry pot. That's one thing I just haven't. Lots of things look good in it, but I just haven't found the thing I really want in it yet. I tried the alyssum last year, which of course is beautiful in the spring, and if it lasts through the summer it would be again in the fall, but it doesn't like the hot weather, so it just didn't make it. So many pots I need to fill, and I will enjoy that. I do love to put the arrangements together in the pots. And this is another little pot that I got done last night, and I thought we were going to get rain, but we got a few splatters and that's it. But I think that's okay if it was between destructive weather and no rain. I guess I would take the no rain, although I love the rain, and hopefully we'll still get some before too long. True to what I decided, I'm going to use more geraniums, more this is a butterfly. I started to say butterfly plant because it's a penta and the butterflies love it. And then I put some more of this Diamond Frost Euphorbia in here too. And I think that's going to look really pretty. And then it has some Joseph's Coat green right there, and then the Coleus in the yellow green back behind it. And this is another little pot that I had to restart. For some reason it froze out this year. Usually it just comes right back, but the sedum didn't make it in it. But I've got little starts in there, as well as some little starts of Coleus in there. And then we'll go in the back where my husband and his brother are going to put me up a door for my storage building. You can see the redbud tree is still looking good. In the back it is starting to change its color though. And if you see way back there, or about the middle way back there, you'll see the lilac bush. I took a bouquet of lilacs to my physical therapist that were helping me with my knee yesterday. This is called a Sensation Lilac. it's edged in white. I was afraid I was going to miss this picture. I've been working so much that I hadn't gotten back out here that well, but just look, I told you these would all be blooming, and I was so surprised when I came out here. I thought maybe one more of them would be bloom, and instead they were all blooming. Aside from the wind, it's a pretty day out here today. It's a little bit cool, but it's not the kind of cool that make you want to shiver or go in and get a sweater. It's just nice. It's the kind you could do some work in without sweating too much. But it's so, I love this little yellow stuff. I'm thinking it might be perennial alyssum, but I really don't remember but I want more of it. Whatever it is, this pretty little yellow stuff. And of course I love the clematis. I didn't remember that this one bloomed. I remembered it bloomed early, but I didn't know it bloomed this early. And I can't remember the exact name of this either. I've got several clematis, and I see that there's some iris blooming over here. Those pretty. I did get quite a bit done, actually. See my husband's or his brother's work box there, toolbox. And I noticed some stuff here I wanted to show you too, because this has got the pretty bleeding heart. Well, let me just go up this way, and you can see that hardy geraniums are beginning to grow up too. They'll get all the way up to the top of these blue little plant stands that I have here. And then this is the pink bleeding heart, and the white feather hosta. Isn't that pretty? And there's another clematis growing up this pole right here. This is that, I think this is not Tyrannia, but Widow's Tears. And I think it did choke out my bleeding heart. I bought another one and put it over in this area right here. So hopefully we'll have another bleeding heart. I hated that it got choked out. I like this Widow's Tear stuff, but not if it's going to choke things out. See, there's another little plant that's a white salvia that I don't want to lose. So I guess I need to dig up a bunch of that stuff, or I just don't know, put it somewhere where it doesn't matter if it chokes things out, where it has plenty of room. You see some of the candy tufts is looking good. One day I'm going to have a full border of it, hopefully. My golden carria is still looking great. We did have our friend out, and this is one thing he really complimented me on, was this little bush right here. And I've got a little start, I believe, coming up from the bottom here where it put its little, it put down a, well, maybe it didn't, but I think, let's see. I think it put down a start right back there. And if that is a new start, I'm going to try to give that to one of my nieces. I think if she wants it, I want to give it to Carrie, because it's a carria. So I did some painting, and I did some gluing things back together. If you'll notice, the poles like this one now all have a little birdhouse or something at the top of them instead of just poles sticking up out here. Although my biggest birdhouse just kept falling off, and I couldn't get it glued on before it was already dilapidated and about to go, but I hated to lose it just simply because I had put it together so many times that you just grow attached. But it's totally gone. I had to throw it away. So I would like to get another big, pretty, like it was kind of like the Victorian cottage, the double story, and I want one like that, I think, just for the front one. Let me go around here to where the front part of it actually is. So this is what I would call my front bird house, is this one right here. You can see where I put that foam filler, so much of it, trying to get my other one to stay on there. It would not. I had to give it up, so I put this little one, which is almost as dilapidated, but I put it there for now. And someday, hopefully, I'll get a big, pretty birdhouse there. I looked at some today online. And I also put this little birdhouse back on. It had fallen off in some of our strong winds. I'm going to have to hold this still because the wind's blowing it every which way. But I also put some Creeping Jenny moneywort in this little tire and set my little bear back up in there. And I think if it'll root in good, it's going to look pretty there too. And Sunday is Easter. I leave these up all season long, but I think they need a little special attention on Easter Sunday. My husband said that we need to take before and after shots of these peonies, because most of them are just all budded out like this one. I also noticed that some of the crepe myrtles are beginning to unfurl their little tiny leaves. I loved our pastor's sermon last Sunday. It was just wonderful, and he also at the end of the service asked us to look back on the Easter story. So that's what I've been doing. And I was going to put some scriptures about the Easter story, which these kind of are, but I kind of went back to John, where he was reading some of these scriptures, because it touched my heart. And this is John 14 and 15. If you love me, keep my commandments. John 14, 18 and 19. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. Yet a little while, and the world seeth me no more. But ye see me. Because I live, ye shall live also. John 14 and 21. He that hath my commandments, and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father. And I will love him, and will manifest myself to him. John 15, 10 and 14. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments, and abide in his love. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. This is my commandment, that ye love one another, as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you. John 15, 17. These things I command you, that ye love one another. John 16 and 20. Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. John 16 and 22. And ye now therefore have sorrow, but I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man taketh from you. John 16:27 and 28. For the Father himself loveth you, because you have loved me, and have believed that I came out from God. I came forth from the Father, and am come into the world. Again I leave the world, and go to the Father. John 17:3. And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, and the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom thou hast sent.